Hi, I am Dr. Andrea Labuti, and I am going to answer this question. Current and former special needs students or parents thereof, what is one thing you'd like your teacher to know? Well, here's the answer. I am smart and capable and intelligent. Do not set the bar low. Please challenge me and believe in me. Find my strengths and run with those. Do not focus exclusively on my deficits. I have strengths and value. Focus on what I can do well and build on this. I have enormous potential. So if I had to sum up the one thing that I want you to know about my child is he has enormous potential. Now, most people, if they saw my son, would look at him and they'd see a very autistic person going about his day. He often squeals, he runs around, flits about the room, flaps his hands, walks on his toes. He's obsessed with spinning fans, and he doesn't speak much or look at you. So he seems very autistic, for lack of a better description. People immediately know that he's not typical, and he is most definitely autistic. But here's the thing, he's also really brilliant. And I'm not just saying that in the, I'm his mother kind of biased way. He's truly brilliant. He can build electronic circuits, elaborate electronic circuits, 3D structures, polyhedrons, like really elaborate polyhedrons. Look those up if you don't know what they are. They're geometrical shapes. And he also has an uncanny musical ability, an uncanny memory. He's got perfect pitch. He's quite brilliant. He scores in the 99.9th percentile for visual-spatial aptitude on children's intelligence tests. But here's the problem. He seems so autistic that most people don't believe in his intelligence. And can you imagine being so highly intelligent, but being subjected to lower level elementary curriculum? That's why I really like this question, because teachers need to know that what you see on the outside is not in any way consistent with the intellect or what's going on in the brains on the inside. We make the wrong assumptions based on outward experiences. So one example that I want to give about my son, now, if anybody just came into the room and saw what my son was doing, he's got this plastic marble run set and he's dropping plastic pieces over in the corner, and there's red pieces and blue pieces and green pieces, and he's just dropping them, getting really close and listening. Well, had I not been curious about what he was doing, I wouldn't understand what was actually going on in this dynamic. So I just sort of watched him and listened and joined in and finally asked him, "What do you hear?" And he dropped a blue piece and he looked at me and he said, "C." And then he dropped a green piece and he looked at me and he said, "D." So he was hearing, or trying to get to hear, the musical notes in these pieces of plastic. So that to me opens up a whole new way of looking at or approaching my son. Like, we have to be curious about behaviors. We can't just write them off as, that's just an autistic stim. So as his teacher, please do not set the bar low. Please do not assume that he doesn't get what's going on. Please do not assume that 2 + 2 is where he's stuck at. Please assume he knows grade level curriculum, or he should be taught grade level curriculum. So here's what you can do as his teacher. Observe what the child is good at and run with that. Build on that. Be curious about behaviors. Don't dismiss them as just part of the disability. Approach them with curiosity. Try to understand what's going on, because often strengths lie in the behaviors. And always assume intelligence. And finally, like I said earlier, challenge your student with grade level curriculum. Don't assume that because they can't speak or express themselves, or they act, sort of odd on the outside, that they're not intellectually intact. Can you imagine being drilled with 2 + 2 flashcards day in and day out when you know higher order math? That would be excruciating for anybody. So having special needs does not exclude intelligence. In fact, a new label, twice exceptional, or 2E, is becoming recognized. And that simply means that a child is gifted but also learning challenged. Now, I love that new label because this approach is, and teachers, I urge you to look into that label. This approach to teaching a child with a 2E label, which I suspect most children with autism have a 2E label, is a strength-based model. So the answer to this question, although that was sort of a long answer, is that I have potential, I have value and abilities. So I'm here because I want to change what the world believes about autism. If you like my answer, you can find more information and more stuff related to changing the autism paradigm at my website, AndreaLibutti.com, which is AndreaLibutti.com. Thank you for listening, and have a great day.